God says there are moments in life when your attention is gently drawn toward the people you care about the most. Sometimes it is not a loud message or an obvious signal, but a quiet reminder in your heart that relationships matter more than anything else you are building in life. In the middle of busy days and endless responsibilities, it becomes easy to assume that the people around us understand how much we care about them. But the truth is that love and support are strongest when they are expressed through time, understanding, and presence. Many parents spend years working hard to provide stability and opportunity for their families. They focus on building a better future, making sacrifices, and trying to create a life where their children can grow and succeed. Yet sometimes the most meaningful gift you can give the people you love is simply your attention. A conversation, a moment of listening, or a small act of kindness can remind someone that they are not alone and that their feelings truly matter. God says the bond between a parent and a child carries a special kind of responsibility. It is a connection built not only on guidance but also on compassion and patience. Children often look to the people they trust the most when they are trying to understand the world around them. They may not always express their thoughts clearly, but their actions and emotions can quietly ask for reassurance and understanding. Life can sometimes create distance without anyone realizing it. Busy schedules, worries, and daily routines can slowly reduce the amount of time people spend connecting with one another. When that happens, even a strong relationship may begin to feel quieter than it once was. This is why moments of awareness are important. They remind you to pause and reconnect with the people who hold a special place in your life. God says compassion begins with listening. When you truly listen to someone, you allow them to feel valued and understood. Listening does not always mean solving every problem immediately. Sometimes it simply means being present and showing that you care enough to understand what someone is experiencing. Another important part of love is encouragement. When people know that someone believes in them, it gives them the confidence to face challenges and continue growing. Encouraging words and supportive actions can have a lasting impact, especially during moments when someone feels uncertain or overwhelmed. God says family relationships are among the most meaningful connections you will ever experience. They are built over time through shared moments, conversations, and acts of care. When you choose to strengthen those connections, you create an environment where trust and understanding can grow. It is never too late to reach out to someone you care about. A simple moment of attention, a kind word, or a meaningful conversation can remind them that they are supported and valued. These small actions often create the strongest memories because they show that your presence and love are genuine. God says the message reaching you right now is a gentle reminder about connection. Life will always include responsibilities and goals, but relationships are the foundation that give those achievements meaning. When you choose to be present for the people you love, you strengthen the bonds that make life truly fulfilling. God says as you continue reflecting on this message, remember that life often becomes busy in ways that slowly pull our attention away from the people who matter most. Responsibilities grow, schedules become tighter, and sometimes days pass without us realizing how little time we have truly spent connecting with those we care about. Yet deep down every person understands that relationships are the foundation of a meaningful life. Achievements, success, and daily goals are important, but the connections you build with your loved ones are what give those achievements real value. There may have been moments when someone close to you needed comfort or understanding but did not know how to express it clearly. Children, especially, often communicate their feelings through their emotions rather than through perfect words. They may not always say exactly what they need, but their behavior, their expressions, and even their silence can reveal when they are looking for reassurance or support. When you take the time to truly notice these signals, you begin to understand that sometimes the most powerful help you can give someone is simply your presence. God says being present is one of the greatest forms of care you can offer. Presence means setting aside distractions for a moment and giving someone your full attention. In a world filled with constant notifications, busy routines, and endless responsibilities, genuine attention has become something very valuable. When you sit down and truly listen to someone, you show them that they matter. That simple act can create a sense of comfort and security that no material gift could ever replace. You might remember moments from your own life when someone gave you that kind of attention. Perhaps it was a conversation where you felt heard and understood, or a quiet moment. When someone simply stayed beside you during a difficult time. Those memories often remain powerful because they remind us how important connection is. The same kind of presence you once appreciated can now become something you offer to others. God says compassion grows stronger when it is expressed through patience and understanding. Not every conversation will be perfect, and not every problem will have an immediate solution. But when you show that you are willing to listen without judgment, you create an environment where honesty and trust can grow. Trust is built slowly through repeated moments of care and reliability. When someone knows they can come to you without fear of being dismissed or misunderstood, the relationship becomes stronger. Another important part of connection is encouragement. Everyone, especially young people, benefits from knowing that someone believes in them. Encouraging words and supportive actions can inspire confidence and help someone face challenges with greater strength. Even small gestures, such as acknowledging someone's effort or reminding them of their potential, can have a lasting influence on their outlook. God says family relationships are built through consistent care rather than occasional attention. A strong bond is not created by a single conversation or one moment of support. It grows through many small interactions over time. Each shared experience, each moment of listening, and each expression of understanding adds another layer of trust and connection. Sometimes, people believe that providing material support alone is enough to show love. While providing stability and opportunities is certainly important, emotional presence is equally valuable. When people feel understood and supported emotionally, they develop a stronger sense of security and confidence in their relationships. God says the message reaching you right now is a reminder that the people you love are an essential part of your life's journey. When you choose to invest time and attention into those relationships, you strengthen the foundation that supports every other part of your life. Moments of connection may seem simple, but their impact can last for years. Take time to listen, to encourage, and to show kindness through your actions. These small choices create a positive environment where trust and understanding can flourish. When you nurture the relationships around you, you help create a life filled with meaningful connections and shared growth. God says as you continue listening to this message, remember that love and responsibility often appear together in the relationships that shape your life. The people closest to you depend not only on what you provide for them but also on how you support them emotionally. In many families, the daily routine becomes so busy that meaningful conversations slowly become less frequent. Work, responsibilities, and the constant movement of life can make it easy to assume that everything is fine simply because nothing obvious seems wrong. But sometimes what a person truly needs is simply to know that someone is willing to sit beside them and listen. Children especially experience the world in ways that are deeply connected to their emotions. They may not always explain their feelings clearly, but their expressions and behavior can reveal when they are searching for comfort or reassurance. When someone they trust takes the time to listen without rushing or judging, it can help them feel safe and understood. This feeling of security becomes an important part of their confidence and emotional strength as they grow. God says every parent or guardian carries a quiet influence that shapes the environment around their family. Words of encouragement, moments of patience, and simple acts of kindness create a space where trust can grow. These moments may seem small at first, but over time they become powerful memories that define how someone feels about their home and the people they love. There may have been moments in your own life when someone listened to you during a difficult time. Perhaps they did not have all the answers, but their willingness to be present helped you feel less alone. Those experiences remind us that connection is often more valuable than perfect solutions. The same care that once helped you can now be offered to the people who look to you for guidance. God says patience is an important part of building strong relationships. Not every conversation will be easy, and sometimes understanding another person's feelings takes time. When you approach these moments with patience instead of frustration, you create an atmosphere where honesty and trust can grow. Over time, this patience strengthens the bond between people who care about each other. Another powerful way to support someone is through encouragement. When people hear words that remind them of their strengths and potential, it helps them believe in themselves. Encouragement does not need to be complicated. Simple reminders that someone is valued, capable, and supported can inspire them to face challenges with greater confidence. God says family connections are built through repeated acts of care. They grow through everyday interactions, conversations at the end of a long day, shared moments of laughter, and the reassurance that someone is always there when it matters. These experiences create a sense of belonging that stays with a person throughout their life. It is also important to remember that time is one of the most meaningful gifts you can give to someone you love. When you choose to spend time listening, talking, or simply being present, you show that the relationship matters to you. These moments strengthen the trust that allows people to feel safe expressing their thoughts and emotions. God says the message reaching you right now is not about pressure or urgency. It is a reminder that connection and understanding are essential parts of a meaningful life. When you choose to listen with patience and respond with compassion, you create an environment where love and trust can continue to grow. Your relationships are part of the story you are building every day. Each moment of attention, each kind word, and each act of support adds another chapter to that story. When you nurture these connections, you help create a life filled with warmth, understanding, and lasting memories. God says as you continue reflecting on this message, remember that the relationships in your life are some of the most meaningful parts of your journey. People often spend years working hard, building stability, and trying to create a future that feels secure and successful. While those efforts are important, the moments that truly shape your life are often the ones shared with the people you care about most. The conversations you have, the support you offer, and the time you spend together become memories that last far longer than any achievement. There are times when someone close to you may need comfort or reassurance but may not know exactly how to express it. Sometimes their feelings appear quietly through their behavior, their mood, or their silence. These moments invite you to slow down and notice what is happening around you. When you become aware of these small signals, you create an opportunity to strengthen the connection you share with that person. God says listening is one of the most powerful ways to show care and compassion. Listening does not mean simply hearing words, it means giving your full attention and allowing someone to feel understood. In a world where many people feel rushed and distracted, genuine listening has become rare and valuable. When you listen with patience and openness, you help create a space where honesty and trust can grow naturally. You may remember times in your own life when someone took the time to listen to you during a moment when you felt uncertain or overwhelmed. That simple act of attention may have made you feel supported and less alone. These experiences remind us that connection is often more powerful than perfect solutions. Just knowing that someone cares enough to listen can bring comfort and clarity. God says encouragement also plays an important role in nurturing relationships. When someone hears words that remind them of their strengths and potential, it helps them develop confidence and resilience. Encouragement can be expressed through simple phrases, supportive actions, or even quiet moments of reassurance that show someone they are not facing their challenges alone. Another meaningful way to strengthen relationships is through presence. Presence means choosing to be fully engaged in the moment you are sharing with someone. When you set aside distractions and focus on the person in front of you, you communicate respect and appreciation. These moments of presence may seem simple, but they create powerful memories that deepen the bond between people. God says patience is essential in every relationship. Not every conversation will immediately resolve a problem, and sometimes understanding another person's feelings requires time and empathy. When you approach these moments with calmness and compassion, you help create an environment where trust continues to grow. Family connections, friendships, and close relationships are built through repeated acts of kindness and attention. Each supportive conversation, each shared moment of laughter, and each effort to understand another person adds strength to the relationship. Over time, these moments form a network of trust and care that supports everyone involved. God says the message reaching you right now is simply a reminder about the importance of connection. Life will always include responsibilities and goals, but relationships are what give meaning to those achievements. When you take time to nurture the people around you, you create a life filled with understanding, warmth, and shared growth. Remember that every day offers a new opportunity to strengthen the connections that matter most. A kind word, a thoughtful conversation, or a moment of listening can remind someone that they are valued and supported. These small actions create a lasting impact that continues to grow over time. If this message resonated with you, comment, "Love begins with understanding." Like this video if you believe presence and compassion make relationships stronger, and subscribe if you want to continue hearing messages that inspire kindness, connection, and meaningful growth in life.